I'm Kenny Harper, Business Growth Advisor at Growth Amplifiers. Today I'm going to be breaking down the 5 essential pillars behind every successful, sustainable business and sharing stories of how they've transformed real businesses. The first pillar is strategy and execution. You can have the best ideas in the world, but without focus and follow through, they go nowhere. I worked with a tax and accounting firm where the owner was a true visionary. She had tons of ideas, but constantly was changing direction. And the team was overwhelmed. They were not getting any traction. And it was just frustrating everyone. So luckily I had the opportunity to connect with this lady and kind of seeing it from the outside. Told her how I saw it. She has the day-to-day whirlwind. She's managing a lot. Just asked if she could benefit from getting some fresh perspective. And she said yes. So we did a strategic planning session and we set a clear strategic focus, began tracking priorities, and enforced a culture of accountability. In that quarter, the team accomplished more than they had the entire year prior. So strategy without execution is just dreaming. Execution without strategy is just movement. You need both. Can you think of a time that you had a goal and were taking a lot of action, but just didn't see the needle move? It happens. Have you worked on a team where everyone's kind of paddling and they're going in different directions? It happens. You can have clear strategy and execution, achieve those results. Pillar number 2, sales and marketing. Marketing and sales makes the world go round, but the two must work together. They can't work in silos. I was working with one team and we did this Double Your Sales workshop. The team had some growth goals, a short timeline, and they were getting really frustrated. There was constant tension between the marketing agency and the sales team. Each was pointing their fingers and blaming each other for poor results. When I came in, we reviewed the customer value journey. We looked at each touch point and we found a huge gap. The leads that were being generated were quality, but there wasn't really a good process between awareness and conversion. They were getting a bunch of cold leads that didn't have a lot of nurturing. So we did a better job by implementing some segmentation and some lead warming. So segmentation is really where you're trying to segment leads that are coming in based on their interests so that when you're nurturing them, you're giving them content and elevating the experience, you're speaking to their needs and interests. Lead warming is when you're sharing content that elevates who you are, what you're about, the value that you provide, how you're going to help them solve their challenges, how you're going to help them get what they want. And the result, their sales team started getting better leads and the marketing got credit. So both sides finally felt like they were on the same team. Alignment always outperforms effort. You got to have things aligned and you'd be better off doing one strategy really well, optimizing it for peak performance, than trying to do 10 things and they're all haphazard. You're just throwing noodles at the wall. It's not going to be very effective. And that's what an optimization specialist really focuses on. That's kind of one of the frameworks behind Growth Amplifiers. Now let's talk about pillar number 3, team and synergy. You can't scale if you're the only one with plan in your head. You need a team that's aligned as well, a team that's empowered, a team that's equipped to execute without you being the bottleneck. In the last story, what really made this shift possible was getting the buy-in across the departments. Not just assigning tasks, but creating shared outcomes. When everyone owns the result, synergy becomes strategy. Have you been on one of those teams where it seems like everyone was going on the different directions? It happens. Sometimes it feels like people are actually working against you. But that's why you really need to make sure that you've got the right people in the right seats taking the right actions. Everyone knows what the full process is. Everyone's all on board. And when you can get on the same page and make sure that things are streamlined and everyone's working in the same direction, it's amazing what can be achieved. Speaking of alignment, let's go to pillar number 4, systems and operation. And pillar number 4, systems and operations, it's what really makes the rubber hit the road. If your business relies on memory, improv, or you doing it all, you're not scaling, you're sprinting. And eventually, crash. Systems are what allow your team to deliver consistently and scale without you doing everything. When we implemented lead segmentation and automated nurturing for that same team, the operation became much smoother and scalable. Systems equal freedom. In today's day and age, if you're not taking advantage of getting a fresh perspective on how you can automate things or leverage AI, you're missing the boat. Technology is moving quickly, and it's helpful to have someone with knowledge and expertise give a fresh perspective to make sure that you're optimizing for peak performance, that you're providing a great experience, that you're really leveraging the tools so they're full capacity so that you're getting the best outcome. Some people think that automation or AI provides a robot experience. Maybe back years ago, but with today's technology, it can provide a better experience when it's paired with the right team. So take a step back, get a fresh perspective, see what you can do to systemize and automate the process. You're going to be grateful that you did, and your clients will appreciate it too. Things can move faster, they can be more tailored, it can provide a better experience. Now let's go to the final pillar, number 5, finances and profits. Last but not least, finances and profits is really important. We're in it to win it. We need to make money in our business, right? Even nonprofits need cash flow. They need money coming into the business to serve and make a big impact. And while revenue is great, if you're not keeping profits, what's the point? You also need to pay attention to the flow of cash. Did you realize that a profitable business can go bankrupt? Yeah, they could have a lot of profits, but if the cash isn't in the door, it can run out. I recently partnered with a CPA firm whose client was a med spa, and they were running constant promotions. They were bringing people in, but the discounts they were offering to bring people in the door were eating away all the profits. And the CPA I was working with, he knew there had to be a better way, because cutting the profits like they were just eating all the bottom line. So instead of cutting prices, what we did was rebuild the offer to add value without increasing costs. Some of that was positioning. Some of that was adding value adds, such as experience or information, little touch points that can make a big outcome. So we had the same urgency, better positioning, and strong profits. Now, the lady that owned the med spa was thrilled because now she was still getting people in the door, but she wasn't cutting her profits just to do it. If you're cutting, giving people discounts, avoid doing that. No. And the cool thing is the CPA firm looked like rock stars too. And that's one of the cool things I really like doing is partnering with accountants, CPA firms, tax planners, people that are trying to help their clients become more profitable. And they know the finance side, they know how to reduce costs, they know how to increase profits, but sometimes they need an assist when it comes to the marketing and sale. And somebody that has that knowledge and expertise, like me and my partners at Growth Amplifiers, that's what we're here to do, is help give that fresh perspective so you can find those gaps, you turn those dials, and you can amplify your business. So if you're a coach, consultant, or advisor that's ready to scale without the chaos, without the burnout, these 5 pillars are your foundation. Now here's what you can do. Take a self-audit and just think about the 5 pillars we talked about and define the one pillar that you feel needs the most attention. Then you can think about what are the critical success factors to be successful in that pillar. What are the key things that you need to accomplish and have working well for that pillar to be successful? Once you figure that out, determine what's the one action that you could take to improve in that area. And if you need some help with getting some clarity, you can go to growthamplifiers.com. You can take the Amplified assessment, and we'll actually walk you through an assessment to help you look at each of the 5 pillars. We'll give you the critical success factors, and you'll get a score for each of the pillars and a total score. You'll get a checklist that you can use to improve in each of those areas. Something free you can do, and you can self-assess on your own and define one action you can take, or you can go to growthamplifiers.com and take the assessment and kind of get that checklist as well. In our next video, I'm going to break down how to design a signature offer that delivers transformation at scale, one that doesn't depend on you doing everything manually. So hit subscribe, give this video a thumbs up if you 2 thumbs up, that would be cool, but I don't think you can. And then drop a comment on which pillar you need to focus on first. Let's amplify your growth and build a business worth scaling.
To show your support, take a moment to amplify this message by sharing it online. To connect with me or gain more business growth insights, visit www.growthamplifiers.com. Thank you for your support.